Here we go from USA Today. Oh, man. Guys, I love this story because it combines a ton of what I love. Cybersecurity, mafia, dark side, politics, and poker. We got it all. From USA Today, NBA gambling scandal live updates. Chauncey Billups, how do you pronounce this? Terry Rozier?
Terry Rozier.
Rozier. I don't even know how to say his name. I don't even know how to say his name. Bro,
you can say Scary. His nickname is Scary Terry, so you can just call him Scary Terry.
I guarantee you that the amount of people who know how to say, how do you say his name?
Rozier.
Rozier.
Dude, even the prosecutor couldn't say it.
But but there's tons of people who do. But those people also are going to be like, who's Tim Burchett? You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And then we here are going to be like, well, of course we know Tim. You know, like, we are all in the political space. Can you summarize what happened? Because you know sports.
Yeah. Well, so there's two indictments. Obviously, there's the poker side, the illegal poker games, and that's what Chauncey Billups was indicted on. They're saying he was the face card. That's what they called it in the indictment. So he was the celebrity presence at the poker table to draw people into these games. And then the other indictment was basically match fixing. They were saying with the sports betting that the players were feeding information to bookies or to anybody that would be wanting to place a bet, and they would use that information to their advantage. So Terry Rozier was the prominent player named here. They're calling him a superstar, which is really a bit of an overstatement. He was a backup at the Boston Celtics, started playing really well. I think he held down the starting gig for like a year or two. And then he signed a huge contract with the Charlotte Hornets. So that's what everyone's kind of scratching their heads here, is because he's made about $160 million over his career so far. He's only 31, so he's still got 4 or 5 years left in the league. And so, I mean, that's the big thing everyone's kind of looking at is like, these guys, they're not short on cash. So why would they need to go into business, presumably with the mob? That's what's being, obviously speculated here. But yeah, so there's two prongs to this criminal enterprise that are currently being investigated by the FBI.
We have that video of Terry Rozier. Is that his name is?
Terry Rozier, yeah.
Rozier. Oh, is this right here? No, wait, that's not it. And it's absolutely hilarious. I'm pulling it up right now.
And this is from one game.
Anybody who doesn't play basketball, let me start this over. Just watch.
And the meter's still running, Richard. And still going.
That was the most obvious.
Again, having a tough night. And Rozier off the DHO.
Rozier.
Turn it up. But you don't want to play with your team, especially against the Miami.
I don't play basketball, but that's really bad.
This is like, but in your volleyball experience,
that's really bad. But I can play volleyball better than they play basketball.
Okay, so it's the second one. This one right here.
Yeah.
This is the most obvious because he starts running the other way as soon as he throws the ball. Like, what's he doing? What was he trying to fake?
There's nothing there. I mean, look, I held down the backup point guard position for, I don't want to say the team, and I'd never made mistakes like that. And this was, varsity basketball. We're not talking about high level. This is what you see at a Lifetime Fitness at like 6 p.m., like a drunk guy.
No.
He's going through a divorce. It's not looking good for him.
On Lifetime, no.
Lifetime's a great institution. Lifetime's a great institution, but you're not going to get the most high quality basketball there. This guy, he's going through like a divorce or something. That's the kind of pass he throws. You don't expect that pass from the starting point guard of the Miami Heat. 3 times in one game.
What?
Right. That's what I'm saying. What?
What?
I'm surprised this stuff isn't more common, frankly.
Well, there's been other players that have been speculated because they just have abhorrent games out of nowhere. They're making very sloppy mistakes. Malik Beasley is this famous example that people look into and they say he was throwing matches. Terry Rozier, if you go back, there's people that were tweeting after this game specifically saying like, holy crap, dude, if you're going to match fix, you need to make it a little less obvious.
There are viral tweets where people are saying they need to also investigate a ton of other people who ended up getting indicted as well.
Yeah.
Well, they have that issue in soccer a lot, right?
Oh,
soccer players throw games all the time. Brazil,
they throw themselves on the ground.
I mean,
they're just like, hey,
they're great actors. The thing about soccer today, it's like you'll see like Neymar in Brazil, #1 offender of acting. You'll see a kick go near him. He takes the advantage, throws himself on the floor. Then you'll have that slow motion zoom in every angle possible, and he's like a foot away from the kick, but he's still on the floor rolling. Did a phantom kick hurt you? Dude, it's like they throw themselves fake injure to get out of the game.
And I don't understand how they let him get away with it.
And he makes $400 million.
And the thing,
400.
That's his contract, yeah.
That's crazy.
For how many years though?
I think it's like whenever they sign and buy these soccer players, they're traded for a lot more money than NBA players.
well, yeah, because in
Even so,
America,
like 1 year at 400 million. That's
There's no way.
no, it's true. American
European
athletes
leagues? Are
make
you
the
kidding?
most.
Oh my
1
god!
year, $400
I don't.
million.
I'm not gonna put money on 1 year, but
That's
their
like the-
contracts are insane.
That's more than the GDP of several small island nations.
Very true.
Well, the
Haiti,
most,
who?
Well, I think I might be
GDP
worth
might
more.
be like,
than,
yeah.
I think me, you know.
He could probably feed Haiti.
Right,
actually,
you know.
actually feed Haiti.
It's true, you know.
Not
but,
like the Clintons fed Haiti.
No, I can throw some mud and some wheat together. You know, I can make it happen.
I can make some cookies for you.
But the most egregious indictment was Jonte Porter, who was actually banned from the NBA. He played for the Toronto Raptors, and they busted him because he, I guess, tipped off the bookies that he was going to be injured for the game, and someone put an $800,000 bet down that he was going to be out for the game. And it's just one of those things. It's like, I know NBA players aren't known for like their financial wisdom. You know, they're not really tuning into Dave Ramsey, but like $800K, like what are we doing?
Well, there wasn't it? They said one of the best players for LA sent a text to another person saying, "Hey, one of our players is injured. Go bet on the other team."
Yeah, it was. Well, I think it was on the Cavs. There was a player who was saying, "Hey, LeBron's going to be injured tonight."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then of course LeBron is like, "Thanks a lot. Now my name's everywhere."
Yeah.
in the
Right.
indictments. I mean, who knows what's
But
going on
imagine
there.
you're saying, "Hey, go bet on the other team because we're down." LeBron.
Yeah, well, because Pete Rose went down because he was betting on himself. Last time I checked, every teacher told me to bet on myself.
yeah,
What's
but
the
the thing
problem
about
there?
Hey, I bet on myself. It's not a good idea. Don't
Pete
do
Rose,
it.
Pete Rose never bet on himself to lose.
Right.
These guys are betting on themselves to lose, and that's
that's
really
crazy. That's
what's
unconscionable.
egregious. I think
you
they
know,
should be
Pete Rose
encouraged to
loved
bet
the
on
game.
themselves.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to bet on yourself to win.
Yeah.
No, you're not allowed
Makes you
to
play
bet on
harder.
yourself to win at all. Weren't you saying also
I
you're
rigged
not
the
allowed
game
to
by
bet
winning it.
Well,
at
you
all,
know what?
Right. You're
right?
not supposed to.
You're not
yeah.
supposed to be betting at all if you're a player.
It's true, but I
You
really
shouldn't be
wish
betting at all. Let's just stop there.
I wish Polymark would have had open will George Santos get expelled market at the time. I would have bet on yes. Fuck yeah. I knew I was getting expelled.
Man.
I would have
Wait,
made money.
hold on. Are there any rules against that for Polymarket?
At this
think
point,
this
I
guy
don't
gives
care. Do you really think I cared at that point? I was getting fired. I did care once upon a time.
It was crazy though because Mike Johnson told everyone to bet their conscience, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous.
Which I literally,
At their conscience?
bet their no, not bet. To
Oh,
vote
their
their
conscience.
conscience.
Which I
Yeah.
really had issues with those words because I called him. I'm like, okay, I just voted my conscience in helping rally the caucus to
Right.
make you speaker. And that's how you, like, I talk about this a lot. I love Matt Gates. And he was so giddy about firing the speaker at the time, McCarthy.
You could tell.
And I looked at him that night
having the
because
best
we
time.
left and went to my office and I said, I'm glad you're happy you accomplished what you sought out to do, but you do know I'm getting fired next.
Right.
So to me, I wish we would have been speakerless a little longer so I could make my 1 year mark, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like every major sport is rigged. Isn't the NFL rigged? Remember, it was a couple years ago. You guys know better than me because I'm not a sports ball guy. But Ravens, it was the Ravens versus some other team, and there were a bunch of videos going viral of like the guys were intentionally not tackling the other team's
yeah.
quarterback and stuff.
Well, at the expense of getting canceled forever, I mean, that explains 4 Super Bowls for the Buffaloes,
Right.
for the Bills. I mean, in a row and not winning.
I'll just look at Tate because I don't even know what those words mean.
No, it's true. Like, you know how the losing team, they have all their Super Bowl winner championship merch already printed so they can be ready to go?
Yeah.
Well, the Bills lost like 4 Super Bowls in the 90s.
In a row.
Right. So it's like, I think kids in Africa probably think the Bills are like a dynasty.
Or,
Oh, these guys are good.
or Mexico, like, campaign merch goes to Mexico.
It's true.
Is that
Oh,
right?
really?
That's why
man.
you see like all these Obama T-shirts and we're coming up. Remember when Laura Loomer did it? Like, you're wearing Obama merch. I'm like, yeah, because that's where it's donated.
Like, America loves female
To be
presidents.
fair,
This is great.
they did have shirts that Biden, please let us in, though. That was a viral thing they were doing.
Well, that was just organized
Right.
NGOs funding
Yeah.
that, just to I guess troll us at that point.
They also had "Thank You Biden" shirts.
They did.
oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were NGOs funding that
Yeah.
with some of
With
the
USAID money.
Yeah,
That,
and
that almost feels like it's pro-Trump. Like, let's get a bunch of people like photos of illegal immigrants saying, "Thank you, Biden."
I mean, it worked, didn't it?
Really hurt his campaign.
Hey,
Well,
you know
it
what?
was in 2020. Like
This was 2020. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I guess it worked for him.
Yeah. I mean, it
Everything's fake. Can we just all agree everything's fake and gay?
It certainly feels, there's been in America, there's been this sort of reorientation of the American sports fan towards college sports. And I think it's because they view it as like a more raw, purified version of sport, because at the pro level, there's just so much shenanigans going. Even there's like been scandals with refs where, for example, in soccer, the refs are actually typically the ones getting busted for match fixing.
Oh, yeah.
And even in American sports, there's been a few probes into various refs in the NBA specifically.
FIFA has a lot of issues with refs that get paid to call the worst freaking cards.
FIFA wouldn't take a bribe.
Oh, I think baseball's fixed.
Yeah.
Because we went and saw the Nats versus the Sox, and there were several blatantly bad calls by the ump that everyone was confused by, and everyone's booing. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, look, if you want to maximize the amount of games you play to sell more tickets, to sell more hot dogs, you need to control the outcome of the game. And there's tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars on the line for a lot of these games. Why wouldn't they just say, hey, just let them win this one? However you can. And you can't absolutely control the outcome, but you can, change the direction of your sales, as it were.
I mean, umps are not the funnest people. And have you seen a Little League game?
Oh,
they make the worst calls.
It's like that type of phenotype either becomes Little League ump or like HOA balls.
Yeah.
Like one of those things. That's how it always goes. Another thing you'll
That's the
notice,
male Karen version in suburban America.
It's true. It's very true. Another thing you'll notice in the NBA specifically is the players are very well aware of the money line.
Yeah.
So when they're coming down to the wire, typically if you're down like 6 or 8 points, you're going to be shooting because you're like, I don't know, maybe we hit 2 or 3 threes back to back with 10 seconds to go. Like Reggie Miller's done it before. But now, if they're right at the money line, right under the money line, they will not take any shots in the last like 30 seconds because they don't want to tick over and ruin bets for presumably their friends at best to be the most crucial. And this is like pretty wide in the open. So
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.